It's another Prime Hour edition on My Media Prime TV. Focus on tonight's edition of the program is going to be on the respective positions of those who want to run for the top job of the nation. We're talking about the presidential elections. What are the politicians saying with respect to the methods with which they are going to use to end the ongoing crisis rocking the Northwest and Southwest regions for so many years? Now, we're talking about 8 years and counting. We have a socio-political crisis actually hampering the smooth functioning of activities in these two regions. What is the position of the different parties vying for these presidential elections? We are going to be discussing this with our panelists who are with me in the studio. Two of them are here. Two should still be caught in traffic. We have Professor Mark Anthony, who is a Pan-Africanist and an author of many publications. Good evening, Prof. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Leo. Good evening. Good evening to my fellow panelists. And I think this is indeed a blessed day. It has been a while that we've been here. It is a blessed day. And I want to say good evening to Cameroonians watching at us. I want to say good evening to the people of the Northwest and the Southwest, and particularly to the people of Tejom Keku and Tejom Ketingu, wheresoever they are watching at me.
We also have Kedia Robert Malanfe, who is communicating for the CPM party. We're glad to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Greetings to you, special greetings to you. At least you are one of those that I appreciate. You've created many young politicians in this country, that you fabricated. Many you've boosted.
No, I'm not President Paul. You're always creating people.
You have created people. You have made many people, giving opportunities. And it's something that after all we should turn and appreciate it,
Thank you.
And special greetings to the people of Bamising, as we are still struggling to get 100% stability in that part. I'm always honest to say it when we have some basic problems there. And of course, the almighty and greatest good evening to the head of state, President Paul Biya, that I believe that he's watching us as we'll be debating this lovely evening.
Okay, we are expecting Alex Angepi for the Social Democratic Front, as well as Nadia Ba Akwen, who should also join us on the ticket of the UPC party. Professor Mark Anthony, we start this edition with you. How central is the Anglophone crisis in these elections?
Mr. Leo, to speak the truth, it seems as if in Cameroon at a time like this, the Anglophone crisis seems to have been forgotten. Why do I say so? When you follow most of the candidates, and particularly those who are vying for this top seat, and from most of the parties that I think that should have been speaking about the issue, they seem not to even think about the problem. It seems as if the problem had been forgotten. Apart from that, those who even have something said about it, their language is so casual to an extent where if you find out from them what is a systematic plan on how to resolve the problem in the 100 days that some of them are claiming that in 100 days within their presence in power, they will solve the problem. What is the particular project? Might be give us a systematic solution to the problem. They do not have it. So I think it seems as if the people of the Northwest and the Southwest have been abandoned to themselves. And it is really, really not easy. My desire is that at a time like this, most of those who have decided to say, okay, we want to run for the presidency, we expect them to tell us at a time like this that, okay, we will go and campaign in the Northwest, we will solve the problem in this way, and they should go and tell the people of the Northwest and the Southwest that. But from every indication, I think what happened in 2018 is still going to happen this year in relation to the fact that from the last election, you can count the number of politicians who had visited the Northwest and Southwest officially or publicly. You can count them. And that is more than just terrible. It is different when you travel to a place like Northwest and you have a convoy of bees accompanying you. That's not a visit, because you are practically not going there to talk to the people. As long as you want to communicate with the people, you have to be friendly with them. And not just being friendly means you have to go there like any normal citizen. And if you want to protect your life, it's a nice thing. You should call them somewhere where you can talk to them. Let them come and listen. You tell them what you think you can do for them. That we are expecting at this particular period of time. But the crisis has been for the past 8 years, and we do not have a solution until now. And those who think that they want to take that seat, I think that should have been one of the main projects in their agenda, in their manifesto for the year. Because you look, many of them who are running for the top seat do not even have a manifesto that they have presented to the people. It is shocking. You realize that they don't even have a particular manifesto. They just keep on going and telling you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You go to their websites. Some of them don't even have websites that you search to get anything. So those who have the website, you can't see a tangible project in it. So at the end of the day, Mr. Leo, some of us who come and talk about what we cannot even explain, because you go to their website, there's nothing to show that they have a project to defend. So we are wondering whether they truly want to lead the nation, because before you lead the nation, you should have an agenda, and you should put that agenda to the public. And the best place to put it now is your website, for everybody to be able to visit and see. And so if you do not even have a website, the question is, what then are you expecting that Cambodians should learn concerning you from? Where should they take the information concerning you from? Visiting most of them even is like going to the presidency. They have not yet taken the presidency, but it is difficult to meet them. Okay. So it is really, really traumatizing. Okay. And we also expect that at the end of this month, we should be able to see those who are running for the seat, so that we can know if we can choose among them.
Okay. How central is the discussion around the Anglophone crisis in these elections?
You see, when we are talking about crisis that the territory of Cameroon, even before independence, has experienced, we know that the highest casualty and the loss of life should be the Anglophone crisis. The casualties, destructions we face, even the battle for independence, we didn't have such destructions and loss of lives. Even with regards to the period of Makiza in the early independent days, where we know terrible things that happened, but that of the Anglophones, the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest region, really is one of those that a special day at least should be put in place when the conflict is being resolved, and when we don't hear gunshot again, so that we can mourn those that have lost their life in the Northwest and in the Southwest region. And when you look at all the problems we have in the national territory, we have the Boko Haram in the extreme north. We have domestic problem with the increase of price and other things we have. It is clear that the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest should be the objective of any politician. Of course, with regards to my party, the CPDM, we all know the agenda that has been taken by the head of state to ensure that there is progressive dialogue while the forces of law and order continue to ensure the security of the Northwest and Southwest region. However, we have other politicians that have used the agenda of federalism, because many of them use the Northwest and the Southwest conflict to do their campaign. They are using it as an opportunity for them to showcase themselves or to bring up sympathy. For instance, when somebody talks about federalism, as a political scientist, I'm very attentive, let that person go into federalism and tell us the type of federalism that will be practiced. But many of them don't even understand that federalism that they are preaching. Let me give you two examples, two types of federalism. We have the federalism that is practiced in America, the USA, where it is very decentralized, where each state can decide to vote their own laws that will be implemented in their region. And with regards to the system of federalism in America, much power are being given to the communes, to the mayors. Whereas the federalism in Nigeria is a centralized one, in which the law that is being decided, that governs the entire nation, is the law that is voted in Abuja, the political capital. And we also have their own form of decentralized federalism, where powers are being given to local government. Local government here stands at like divisions, which is more larger. While that of America, it is the councils that are given more powers. So you see the differences of these various federalism. And to even go detailed to say, when we talk about federalism, that could be centered around budget management, in which you will come out to say, okay, all companies, industries that are in Northwest and Southwest will be managed by Northwest and Southwesterner, and 70% or 60% should be given to the central government in Yaoundé. Or you come out to say that the central government in Yaoundé will manage these resources and will give 30% to the locals. So it's all about who manage it and who gives a percentage to who. But you realize that all these politicians, they come up, they sing federalism, because during the crisis people started shouting federalism, and they go into the song and they sing when they don't even understand how federalism does function. Because if they do understand, I believe that they will tell the Cameroonian people the type of federalism which they want to implement. Sorry, when we talk about federalism, it has nothing to do with 10 state, 2 state or whatsoever. No, federalism is a system of governance on how resources will be managed and how it will be shared to the people. So if they are coming up to talk about federalism, I believe that they should go into detail and tell the people of Northwest the type and how the form of the federalism will function, and not just coming to sing. Because I'm one of those that I believe that you don't just come and tell people that we'll construct road, we'll do this. Tell us how you will get the resources, how the management will be done, so that many resources will be exploited. Because when we talk about the Northwest, we have a gold deposit in the Northwest, we have a salt deposit around Sapga, where I come from, near Bamising. So those are the things that we are expecting these politicians to come out and say it clearly. For now, I believe that we've not gone to the level of manifesto, because manifestos do come out but during campaign. But when we are talking about the form of the state which they are using as their agenda, which is not necessarily a manifesto of a political party, because form of state is being voted at the parliament, so they should be able to tell us more on how they think that their ideology that they want to implement will function, because ideology is different from the manifesto. Okay. So we'll be waiting for them to explain their manifesto, their ideologies. You know, we have politicians that have changed their parties, or people that during this election they are in this party, the next time they are in this party. You will see somebody that have a liberal ideology that belong to a political party, and few months to election he resigned and go back to a political party that has a pan-African ideology. The question now is, if people are voting him, which ideology are they voting? We've seen how homosexuals have been coming out to appreciate him, to say they are behind him. We've seen how those in the diaspora that escape are saying that they will support him. But when they say this, he has not debunked it and have not called any name. But the way you are talking, Mr. Kum Leonard, it shows that you know the person I am talking about. So I will plead on you to stop here.
Okay, I announced earlier the introductory stage of the program that Nadia was caught in traffic. She's here. Good evening. And do you have the impression that different political parties before now have outlined clearly how they intend to tackle the Anglophone crisis?
Good evening, Mr. Kum, and thanks for the invitation. I'm really sorry for the late coming. We all understand Douala and traffic congestion, and you know that we're in the rainy season, so the roads are very bad. The roads are very bad. So I'm sorry for the audience whom I kept waiting. Anyway, I don't have the right to complain or to, I don't have the right to complain, but I'm just saying what really kept me back. Before I get into your question, Mr. Kum, I would like to greet the Prime Minister, John Gute.
Okay.
He promised that Sonara will not leave the Southwest region. And today we are hearing that the Sonara will be transferred to Kribi. It shows how the English-speaking Cameroonians are losing all their legacies. And it is a call for concern, Mr. Kum. We shouldn't avoid this topic because we are talking.
Sonara is not being transferred. There is the construction of a new refinery. Yeah.
But why? Because why should it be? Why should we, have part of it being managed in Kribi? Have we complained that we don't have lands? In the Southwest region, we have lands. So why is it that part of the Sonara will be transferred to Kribi? Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said some few months ago that this, will not leave this our region. But today we are seeing that it is being transferred to this region. So it's a call for concern. It's a construction of parts.
An entirely new and different refinery.
Really, Mr. Kum, I hope so. I hope so. Yes. Anyway, if that information is true, I hope so. Mr. Kum, we're in a very delicate period of our history. We are talking of, the presidential election, yes, which will be in the 12th of October 2025. And a lot of things are happening. People are out there trying to canvass votes for themselves, and we have forgotten about our region. These two restive regions, we call them the Anglophone areas. We've been suffering for 9 years now. 2016, 2025, we are counting 9 years, and the Cameroon government till now has not given us a stand on this, on this problem that has caused a lot of damages, not only in the side of the civilians, but in the side of the peacekeeping unit. We have lost our brethren, our youth are dying, and most of our legacies have left this place. I spoke about the Sonara because this is one of, the consequences of the troubles we had since 2016. If we go to the Northwest region, where we usually have this place as, the headquarter of education, we have lost many of them, our schools, like the SASE, the CCC, our Lady of Lords. These legacies are getting lost. And what is the Cameroon government telling us? We are talking about election. Have they considered the losses we have had in this region for over 9 years? Now the question is, who is going to liberate our restive regions? Who is going to stand out to bring out a project that will answer to the call of these people? It's like we are having a country that is divided, Mr. Kum. Why do I say so? Because the Anglophone or the restive region to these people is like we are non-existing. We all know that some political parties boycotted the 2000 and the municipal elections because of some flimsy reasons which they tagged because of the Anglophone crisis. And today they are going in for elections. Meanwhile, the crisis is still continuing. Now the problem is, who is fooling who? Are we not important, or it is the problem of our elites? We have elites, Mr. Kum. Look at the French-speaking Cameroonians. They are together. They are united. But the English-speaking Cameroonians and their elites are not united. Look at what happened with Issa when he resigned and went to the north. The Northerners received him. They accepted all what he's saying, but us, the Anglophones, our elites, we are not together. We have so many of them in the government, but we are not united, because if we were united and we brought out this plight, I think that the Cameroon government would have tackled this issue, and politicians as well would have sat together to see that before any election, we should know what will happen in these two restive regions. We should know their stand. We should know what they want.
As we speak, you know almost every politician in Cameroon. You have listened to them across these years. Do they give you the impression that they have a blueprint of what they are going to do once they take over?
Mr. Kum, we have sugar-coated discourse from most of our politicians, because this is not the Anglophone crisis is 9 years, Mr. Kum. We had our last presidential election, that was in 2018. And the Anglophone crisis was ongoing. We had a lot of promises. We had the national dialogue, the major national dialogue that was organized in 2019. It didn't solve the problem, because if the amendments of the politicians that came and promised us that within the twinkle of an eye this trouble will come to an end would have been resolved. But till now we are still suffering. Till now we are still going in. We are still facing security problems in these our regions. We are underdeveloped. We have lost everything. So I tell you, Mr. Kum, these sugar-coated politicians should not be considered. I tell you, only the UPC, the United People's Party, which I represent on this your panel, has the power to stop the Anglophone crisis, because we understand the UPC is 77 years old. That is the oldest party. So I believe that the manifesto, all the resolutions of our founding fathers, we are talking of the Umnyobe, the Félix Roland Moumié, these were the people who fought for Cameroon's independence and the reunification. When we talk of reunification, we are talking of the British and the French Cameroon who came together. Mr. Kum, and this was the fight of the UPC.
Which UPC are we talking about? We saw 3 persons deposit their files at Elekam on behalf of the UPC.
Mr. Kum, you know, it is not, UPC is not the only party who had so many candidates. Even the ruling party had 2 candidates. So I don't think that of the UPC should create an alarm. The UPC has always been united. We are one. Okay, Mr. Kum, it's just that in our party we have different, different ways of showcasing our talents. It's not like we are divided. The UPC is a united party. We have survived 77 years of trouble from this regime and from the regime of Amadou Ahidjo, and we are still standing. And that is why I am telling Cameroonians to vote for the UPC candidate that will be accepted by Elekam. Yes.
Campaigns have not started.
Yes, Mr. Kum, campaigns have not started, but I'm speaking for my party.
I'm asking about a blueprint. What is a blueprint? What are the steps, clear steps that your party has put in place to resolve? Yeah, to resolve it.
Yes, Mr. Kum, like I said previously, the UPC is the party who fought for this reunification for the British and the French Cameroon. And we all know that this crisis started because the Anglophone Cameroonians felt they were cheated and marginalized. So the UPC, who masters the problem, who knows, because we were the ones who fought for this reunification. We have so many steps that if the Cameroon government leaves us to implement, it will change this within the twinkle of an eye. It's not like we are trying to sugarcoat or it's a window dressing. It's a reality. The UPC manifesto is the best that will solve this problem. Why? Because we understand the plight of the people. We have been there with them since 77 years. We know where to touch, what to say, and how to do the things. And we know, Mr. Kum, before you cut me, that this problem started because of the character of the Cameroon government. They were so cold. They were not, it's not the government who is reconciliatory, like bringing people together. But the UPC is that party that will come out and tell the people, we understand your problem. And these are the steps we are going to take so that this crisis can come to an end. And the marriage, which was in 1961, and all the terms should be respected. That's all, Mr. Kum.
Okay, respecting the terms of 1961,
yes,
which means that going back to two-state federation.
Not really going back to 2-state federations, Mr. Kum. When I talk about respecting the terms, like my co-panelist from the CPDM was talking about federalism. Mr. Kum, we are in a state of decentralization. If the decentralization we have now was being implemented, I don't think Cameroonians would have, been worried. Cameroonians would have complained. Okay, decentralization is not a bad form of a state. It is very perfect. It's the transfer of power in the regions. If this was respected, Mr. Kum, the topic of federalism will not have even come to the table. The topic of separation will not have even come to the table. We all know that Cameroonians are crying because we don't have a fair share of the national cake. Okay? They eat alone, they don't do the transfer of power, the transfer of, the resources, they that produce the resources, like in Douala. Douala is the economic capital of Cameroon, okay? It is very funny to see that the money or the BIP of Douala goes to Yaoundé before returning back to the region, which is very bad, Mr. Kum. So I think that with the recent or the decentralization we are having now, if it was effective, Cameroonians from the north, south, east, and west wouldn't have complained. The problem of Cameroonians is we are suffering, we are hungry, okay? That is the problem of Cameroonians. And the UPC has a manifesto that answers to all the problems of the people of Cameroon, not minding from wherever you're coming from the north, from the south, from the east, because we are 77 years of battle and we are on the field with Cameroonians.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu and fellow panelists. I'm Daniel, writing from Limbe, watching the program, the woman advocating for the UPC. What significant achievement have they done in this country? Good evening to all your guests, the Prime Minister said it is a rumor that an oil refinery is going to be built in Kribi. He said that it is a lie, nothing will be built there. He said they are going to rebuild and maintain Sonara. Yes, that is what he said in Boya. But also a foundation stone was laid in Kribi for the construction of a new refinery bed that is also very separate from what has to happen or is going on in Libe. Hello, good evening, Mr. Akume. On the panelists, please, I want to add my voice to say that it is only an Anglophone who can best solve the Anglophone crisis. So voting is a president as comes from his areas in Northwest or Southwest would be the best votes Anglophones would have ever met. Look, I'm a person living with disability. I'm doing best in my organization called Community-Based Association for Disability Empowerment. Cobat done anything person who is, I don't know. Daddy Ambiance is writing from Tico. Yes, but he's raising a point which I was also going to ask. Some persons think that the best persons who can readily fix the problems are the Anglophone candidates.
Mr. Leo, we are in Cameroon, and truth be told, Anglophones have been marginalized for a very long period of time. If we are in a crisis now, it is because of marginalization. And the gentleman agreement that took place the day they sat down to discuss on the reunification of Cameroon had been abandoned, which was supposed to be, if a Francophone is supposed to be the president, the vice president is supposed to be an Anglophone. If a Francophone is supposed to be vice president, the Francophone is supposed to be vice. So those were just with that kind of agreement at the end of the day, violating the whole thing and cancelling the whole idea of federation. It brought a situation where people got grieved within their hearts. And as we are talking today, I don't think that is where we need to go to solve this problem.
Okay.
Why do I say so? It is true that I want an Anglophone to be a president of this country, and with all my heart. But I believe in competency, in meritocracy. Who merits to be there? Who is competent enough to handle that position? That is what we should be looking at. As Cameroonians, I know there are people who will not be happy. Who, in fact, as I'm talking now, they will be very angry that I'm not for the fact that an Anglophone. No, I didn't say an Anglophone should not be. But I think someone who is competent enough. It doesn't matter whether that person is a Francophone or an Anglophone. As long as the person is competent to manage and solve these problems that the present regime has created in this country. Because as we are talking, the country is in as a Frenchman say, chaos. So it is in a state where the nation is crumbling. Everything is, look at the roads around the streets. We don't have roads anymore. From highways, we don't have. Even in cities, we don't have roads. You go around, the level of economic crisis that is dealing with Cameroonians, people don't have even money to eat. Things have become so expensive because of the present regime. So who do we need to solve this problem? Do we need just an Anglophone? No. We need a competent individual, whether he is an Anglophone or a Francophone. Let the person be very competent enough. We need somebody who is patriotic, who thinks of the people, not himself, not herself. Because we are in a situation where individuals have been groomed in a kind of politics that thinks only of their stomach. And we call them politicians. And some have learned to use manipulation. We call them politicians. To deceive the people. We don't want those kind of people to come and sit and tell us that, you see, when we become president, we'll do this. What have you been doing in your community in the first place? What have you been managing as an individual that we can see and say, okay, this man has done this? What are the proofs of your competency in what you have been doing? That's what we should be looking at. We shouldn't just be emotional. I want to say this. Politics is not emotions. It is emotion that has become our greatest problem, because when people are moved emotionally, they'll know I am an Anglophone, so we need an Anglophone. No, I am not for that. We need competency in this country. If we do not go for that, we'll never build a country. if the Anglophone problem is going to be solved, Mr. Leo, we need somebody who has the heart of unifying this nation together. Who will say, okay, this is my nation that has been destroyed by the present regime, and I need to fix it. And such a person says, okay, this is my plan from day one to this day. This is how I'm going to solve this problem step by step. When you present that to us, that's what is going to encourage people. And we should look into your job, what you are doing right now. We should be able to hold you accountable from that position. You don't just say, okay, because you heard that there's presidential election, you run and come and say you want to run. What have you proven your competency in? What have you been doing so that Cameroonians can trust you? And I want to talk to Cameroonians. Some of us, we have this tendency of just following people because might be of name, or might be because of crowd. It is not crowd, not because somebody pulled a crowd that you should think the person is competent enough to solve a problem. What has the person presented to you as a program that he's going to handle? That's what you should be looking at. Secondly, such an individual, what is he doing? And where he is working, or what he's doing? What are what can you pick out of it that will show that he deserves your vote? We should not just go out there and say we want to vote because we want an Anglophone. And I'll also say this, Mr. Leo, I think there are competent Anglophones who are, some of them are vying for the seat. That also should mean that Anglophones should look into them, and Cameroonians should look into them and see if they are not fit enough to rule this country and to govern it to where we expect that this country should go to. Because it is indeed a mess that we should be in a country, everything is failing, and the country seems as if there is no leadership. People tend to say, in fact, we do not have leadership in Cameroon again because everything seems to be down. Okay. And when you look at it, we need somebody who will look at these things and say, no, we can raise it up, we can fix it, and come out to fix it.
Yeah, but focus is on the Anglophone crisis. How do we know someone who has a heart for the Anglophones? Judging from what the political parties have offered so far and the actions.
Yeah, the first thing is for them to know what is happening there, which has to do with diagnosing the problem that is happening in the Northwest and Southwest. Many of them don't even know. When I was talking with one basic discussion, I struggled to find out what do you understand by the Anglophone conflict, what do you understand by the Anglophone problem, and what do you understand by the idea of separation, because many of them, they have not done basic research to know what is happening in the Northwest. When we talk about the ideology of separation, it started since during the Manfe conference in the 1950s with the Godi Dinkas that wanted us to be a nation. They didn't want us to gain independence by joining this region, Nigeria or Cameroon. And the KPP political party got that ideology and it was rejected, and so he was forced to join Foncha. That is where the issue of separation started. Now when we talk about the Anglophone problem, it has to do with those that believe that some clauses of the federal system were being changed in the 1961 Fumban conference, like what my co-panelist was talking about. If a president is from this region, the vice should be from this region, and other aspects. Then we now have the Anglophone conflict, which started in the early 2016 and 17. When you know all this, then you'll be able to diagnose, to know what the problem is. And with this, I would definitely appreciate President Paul Biya, because he knows this very well, and we have seen how the crisis is being solved. The problem, the way the crisis was in 2018, 2019, 2020, and the way it is now, is only a satanic person that will say good solutions have not been put in place to solve this problem. And he's doing this because he understands the problem very well, and we've seen how he's looking for solutions. But other people that say that they want to be president, they will solve the problem in 100 days. They don't even know how to diagnose the Anglophone problem, the ideology of separation, and the Anglophone and the conflict. When you understand this, when it started, then you know how to create solution for each of them. Because, okay, let me just give this example. Reconstruction is not a solution to the Anglophone problem, but it is a solution to the Anglophone conflict, because they are constructing what the conflict destroyed. So you realize that the head of state, President Paul Biya, has looked for solution with regard to all this, to regard to the conflict. Talking about the ideology of the federal system that was changed to a centralized system, which was done by the former head of state. But what did President Paul Biya did? He came and decided to bring back a decentralized system and not a centralized system. That is a good move. Those are the steps of President Paul Biya with regard to solving this problem, and we see it dying down. But when you look at the opposition talking at how they will solve the problem, they should come out plain to first of all tell us what type of conflict do we have there. Because we know the various type of conflict. It's not an inter-group conflict. We have people there that are struggling to get autonomy, minute of them. When you know the type of conflict, then you know the type of solution you will bring. Many of them they have not come out to tell us the type of solution they will bring. They talk about dialogue. Is it dialogue between the government and the people of the Northwest and Southwest region? Is it a dialogue in which we will have a mediator that will come and bring the people together to solve the problem? Or will the solution come in by bringing neighboring countries to intervene? Would the solution come in by bringing in international organizations like the United Nations and the rest to come and solve the problem? But they just tell us in 100 days we will solve the problem. They don't bring out the machineries to put in place to say that this is what we would done, this is the type of conflict, this is where the conflict will take place, so that we understand and know the steps in which they will take. They should not just come and deceive people that will solve the conflict in 100 days. Cameroonians are not idiots. Okay. When you say you want to solve a problem, tell us the machinery, tell us the way you will put in place to solve the problem. And of course, as I earlier said, Cameroonians are not idiots. That is why they admire President Paul Biya, the way he's solving the problem. And I believe that during this election, they will still give him that 100% confidence that they have always been given, so that the crisis can come to an end, okay, as we see it dying off.
Okay, Ba Akwen and Nadia, we are looking at those the Anglophone crisis and where do the candidates stand. So many, almost everybody says, once I take over, I'm going to solve the crisis. But in 8 years, we have not seen these same politicians go to Ndu, go to Wum, go to Mamfe, go to Akwaya and other parts to actually have a feel. We have not seen them spend a week in these regions. Do they only intend to move down there once they become presidents?
Mr. Kum, we all know that this crisis is counting 9 years already. And you spoke about politicians who promised a lot of things with, with regards to this Anglophone crisis, and yet they have not yet delivered.
They have not gone there.
They have not delivered. They have done nothing. It's just to show you that most of these politicians are not patriotic. Okay, because as a patriotic Cameroonian, you understand the plight. You're working for the people and not for yourself. Most of these politicians are barely politicians. They are self-centered politicians. My co-panelist from the CPDM was like, he spoke about President Biya, who masters the problem. I am in 100% d'accord with what he said. President Biya knows the problem. President Biya masters the Anglophone crisis more than anybody. He masters the problem like the UPC. Okay, because naturally Mr. Biya is a UPCist. He left the UPC before he joined the party of Ahmadu Ahidjo. So he understands and knows the problem.
No,
but the only, yes.
When was he UPC?
President Biya is from the UPC. Go and do your research. This is the second time I'm talking about this on your panel. Okay. Mr. Biya was first of all a UPCist before he left. It's something nobody.
I'm going to find out. Yeah,
yes. So, like I was saying, Mr. Biya understands the Cameroon problem like the UPC, because he was from the UPC, and the UPC is 77 years. This crisis was being tagged a socio-political problem. He gave that name because he wanted to deviate Cameroonians. We are having a political problem and not a social problem. Cameroonians don't have a problem with language. He said that President Biya has brought a lot of resolutions to solve this problem. We know what happened during the major national dialogue. We spoke about, the Peter Mafani Musonges, bilingualism committee, the DDR Center and all that. These are solutions that have not solved the problem because they use the wrong methods to solve a problem. They tapped it a social problem. Cameroonians don't have social problems. We have a political problem. And if we do not go back to the roots, we are not going to solve this problem. So most of these politicians are barely politicians. They don't have this patriotism to be able to go and talk to the people. Cameroonians from these regions are not difficult people. If the president in 2016 came out with a reconciliatory tone, this thing wouldn't have escalated, Mr. Kum.
Okay, away from
this thing wouldn't have escalated.
Yes,
so now we are coming back to the politicians.
What is stopping politicians from going down there?
What is stopping politicians from going down there is the security problem. We all know that we have politicians who have tried even to help these people, but the government will block you at some point. We should accept that. The CRM has always tried to go towards these people to ask them, to talk with them, bring solutions. But the Cameroon government will always stop you. At one point, they'll even tag you as being the one sponsoring these people. So most of these things scare away patriotic politicians who want to go out and talk with these people to understand their plights and bring solutions.
When the Bamenda market got burnt, we saw Chairman OC who was in Bamenda. He met with the people in Bamenda. He has been going there frequently.
Yes, he has been going there. The chairman of the SDF has been very active in this region. Not only in these 2 regions, but he's been active in the 10 regions.
Yeah, but if he can go, why are others not going?
Others are not going because, Mr. Kum, the Cameroon government targets their own. They have their own targets. They might like the party of Joshua Ossi. Perhaps maybe he's in accord with them. I don't know. But the UPC, if the UPC tries to go there, something might happen. We don't know what. We don't really understand the system. They target some people and they try to restrain you. Please. When you were talking, I didn't cut you. I didn't catch you. When you were talking, I did not cut you. Like I was saying, Mr. Kum. The government in place has their own strategy of, frustrating some people. I can take an example. When we were going out to tell Cameroonians to go and vote, to reduce the voters' apathy, one minister from the Cameroon government said we shouldn't force Cameroonians to go and vote, to go and register into the electoral list, that it's a civic right but not an obligation. So they target some people. The CRM, they have tried to go to this region, even in the north, Mr. Kum.
You mean
the CRM tried to go and help people in the north. The Cameroon government stopped them.
The CRM is not in the northwest?
The CRM is in the northwest, but I'm trying to tell you why.
They have officials, because I remember that 2 weeks ago the CRM had a mobilization in my division, Menchum division. They moved around with bikes, so they have officials there.
They have officials there, but it is not always the case. Like I was saying, they always target.
No, but I took an example. These guys live in the northwest.
They live in the northwest, but they cannot carry out their activities very well without being restricted by the Cameroon government.
My question is,
yes.
You want to fix Cameroon.
Yes.
You want to end the Anglophone crisis.
Yes.
And you talk so jealously about it. I know at the beginning, someone like Cabral Libi moved down to the northwest. He went through Bali, down through, I don't know. It looks like he moved through Guzang and Abatibo down this way. I think those are the only. What stops if the CRM had a meeting in Manfe last month, which means that they have officials in Manfe. They had a very big activity in Menchum division, and I'm sure the UNTP had a very big demonstration during the 20th May celebration in Boom, that's in Boyo division, that's the NUDP of Bello Buba Maigari, and other parties are there. What stopped their officials to go and have a feel of what these people are living?
Mr. Kum, like I said previously, and I take the same stand. The Cameroon government has a way of frustrating people who want to work.
Okay.
They target you at times because you spoke of a party who participated during the 20th May celebration and all that. Is to sell the notion of the United Cameroon, okay, the 1972 Constitution, okay. It is not to allow the people or allow the politicians who want to work to do their work. I took this example of the CRM who went to the north and they were being restricted. Why?
No, we are talking about the northwest and southwest. Bonsoir.
No, it is an example, Mr. Kum. It is an example to show you that even if us from the UPC, we want to go and meet the people at the field. At one point, they will stop you. They will tell you this is Riley. I don't go.
You don't go to the south?
I don't go. It's been long. I've not been there.
Well, I'm getting this today.
Yes.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Alex. Welcome to the program, Alex. You were late, but just continue with our discussions. How is there a clear path that the Social Democratic Front has to end the crisis going on in the Southwest and Northwest regions?
Oui. Vous savez, je suis dans un parti que les gens tantôt disent c'est un parti des anglophones, à l'époque ce qu'on disait. Et au départ, nous avons voulu nier, mais aujourd'hui nous sommes fiers de le dire. Hein. Nous sommes le seul parti politique au Cameroun de l'opposition qui est véritablement implanté dans le sud-est, dans le nord-ouest. Et je pense que les populations du nord et du sud-est savent qu'ici, il y a un parti politique qui se bat pour leurs droits, pour leurs devoirs, c'est le SDF. Sauf à donc finissez nous. Et nous faisons tout pour que la souffrance finisse. Parce que nous avons mis sur pied un programme politique très ambitieux. Nous sommes des fédéralistes. Le fédéralisme, c'est une vision purement anglo-saxon. Parce que quand on parle de fédéralisme, que les francophones s'approprient, ils s'approprient mal. Ils ne savent pas ce que c'est. Il faut être de cette culture-là hein, pour comprendre ce que signifie le fédéralisme. C'est-à-dire qu'il faudrait que ceux qui peuvent... C'est-à-dire que chaque région, chaque village doit être autonome. S'il faut construire une école dans un village ou nommer un instituteur, ce n'est pas un qui doit nommer. Cela doit être fait par les autorités locales. Pourquoi pas par le chef du village? Voilà notre vision un peu sur ce côté-là. Et nous sommes le parti politique qui ont secoué. Nous avons dit, nous allons mettre en 100 jours de gouvernance, nous allons mettre fin au conflit dans le Nozo. Le conflit, pas résoudre la crise, parce que je crois que les gens confondent. Hein? La résolution de la crise du Nozo, c'est un processus qu'un seul parti politique ne peut pas réaliser. Mais mettre fin au conflit, c'est d'appeler que les gens baissent, arrêtent de se tuer, que les combats se tuent entre eux et qu'on passe à table de négociation. Donc nous, en 100 jours, nous allons empêcher que les Camerounais se tuent entre eux là-bas. Parce que ce soit entre parenthèses, amazoniens ou de l'armée ou bien nos civils sont des Camerounais pour nous. Et il est important que les tueries qui sont là-bas cessent. Et pour cela, donc, nous avons mis sur pied, élaboré des programmes stratégiques importants qui consistent d'abord à avoir un véritable dialogue avec des véritables représentants du peuple, des populations, des localités. L'élite pour nous n'est pas un ministre nommé. Non, l'élite pour nous, c'est une personne qui est reconnue par les populations de son village, que celui-ci peut parler en notre nom. C'est celui-là qui peut réunir 10 personnes et qui s'exprime et que ces personnes écoutent. Ce ne sont pas des personnes fabriquées par le pouvoir. Donc nous sommes clairs. Et depuis qu'on a dit ça, comment résoudre ce conflit, comment mettre fin aux tueries en 100 jours, des gens ont tout dit, mais c'est l'essentiel. La preuve, c'est que nous sommes le seul parti de l'opposition, non, le seul parti au Cameroun. Notre président, le chairman Joshua aussi, est le seul président de la République de partis politiques au Cameroun, tous confondus, à avoir effectué plus de 4 tours du Cameroun depuis 2018. Donnez-moi un seul parti que le président a fait 4 tours du Cameroun depuis 2018. Personne. 4 tours du Cameroun depuis 2018. Nous sommes le seul. Joshua aussi est le seul à l'avoir fait. Il n'est pas seulement le nord ou le sud-ouest d'aller partout. Là, les gens n'y vont pas. Il dit bien, c'est le seul président qui l'a fait. D'autres peuvent le faire, ils ne le font pas. Allez-y poser la question. Donc, nous avons couru des risques. Nous avons, même une fois, à l'époque du feu chairman, Ni John Fondi qui avait été kidnappé par les ambazoniens, nous avons dû délocaliser notre siège du parti, qui en principe, notre parti a pour siège Bamenda. Aujourd'hui, nous avons délocalisé pour Yaoundé, pour des besoins de sécurité. Donc, quand les gens veulent faire comprendre que nous allons au sud-est, au nord-ouest, parce qu'il y aurait un laxisme pro-sécurité, c'est faux. C'est juste que nous avons pris sur nous de courir ces risques d'y aller. Et il faut aussi rappeler aux gens, c'est que s'il y a un parti politique d'opposition qui a le plus perdu dans cette guerre du Nozo, c'est le SDF. Devrais-je rappeler les chiffres de nos élus? Devrais-je rappeler le nombre de députés et de sénateurs que nous avons au nord et au sud-ouest? Devrais-je rappeler le nombre de voix, plus de 1 million de voix que nous obtenons au sud-est et au nord-ouest? Devrais-je rappeler que lorsque nous avons eu 3%, comme c'était beaucoup de nous, qui a à peu près plus de 700 000 à 800 000 voix qui nous ont été imputées venant du sud-est et du nord-ouest? Parce que si vous mettez 800 000 voix dans nos chiffres, nous aurons été deuxième à l'élection présidentielle. Ceux qui se revendiquent que j'étais deuxième auraient été troisième. Et je dis bien, parce que la guerre du Nozo, nous avons payé au prix fort. Personne n'a payé notre prix. Nous pensons même d'ailleurs que la guerre du Nozo a été créée pour tuer le SDF, pour nous nuire. Nous sommes convaincus aujourd'hui, parce que Non, ça c'est votre libre pensée à vous, je ne vais pas vous l'empêcher. Parce que quoi? Parce qu'en fait, jusqu'à preuve de contraire, le RDPC n'a pas eu trop de personnes kidnappées dans le nord-ouest. Quand on regarde des élites qui ont été kidnappées au RDPC, nous avons le plus de personnes qui ont été kidnappées. Parce que quand on regarde les partis politiques, le RDPC, ils réussissent. Quand on voit les gens à qui ça a profité à crise de nous sur le RDPC, les zones où il n'y avait pas d'élus.
Non, est-ce qu'on peut parler pourquoi le chairman a décidé d'aller déposer sa candidature à Bamenda?
Oui, parce que nous l'avons réaffirmé que le Cameroun, nous sommes Camerounais partout. Et que si on ne peut pas passer autant déposer à Douala, à Yaoundé et à Bafoussam et laisser la région du nord-ouest, du sud-ouest. Vous comprenez un peu? C'est pour dire aux gens qu'au sud-ouest, qu'au nord-ouest, on peut le faire. Et il a marché 3 km à pied, il faut qu'on le rappelle, sans sécurité. D'ailleurs même, le sous-préfet de Bamenda Premier, il a voulu interdire cette marche-là. Nous avons fait 3 km à pied pour déposer la candidature du chairman. Donc il faudrait que les gens comprennent. Hein? C'est un problème de vision politique, de volonté politique. Nous sommes là pour résoudre une crise, la crise anglophone. Et parce que notre parti politique, nous avons aussi plusieurs anglophones dans notre parti politique qui ont à cœur ce problème-là. Notre chairman étant ressortissant d'artistes de qualité, il connaît mieux quiconque les problèmes auxquels sont soumises ces populations-là. Mieux que quiconque. Ceux qui sont à Yaoundé, qui vivent au littoral, qui vivent au nord, à l'est, ne connaissent pas les réalités là-bas. Notre chairman doit se rendre là-bas toutes les semaines. Sa famille y vit dans une anglophone. Il faut qu'on le dise. Notre secrétaire général, sa famille y vit. Donc, nous connaissons tous les jours, quand on siège au NEC, nous avons des personnes, comme le dernier qui a eu à Boulevard, des personnes qui sont quittées depuis Bamenda pour venir assister au NEC. Ils sont quittés depuis Bamenda. Donc, nous avons des rapports réels sur la crise anglophone. Et aujourd'hui, il faudrait que les populations comprennent qu'ils vont recevoir la visite de quelques oiseaux de mauvaise augure, des gens qui vont venir là-bas, dire qu'ils sont présents et vont souhaiter leur voix. Mais il faut qu'ils se rappellent, quand vous êtes en malheur, qui est avec vous tous les jours sur le SDF? Nous sommes avec eux tous les jours, nous sommes auprès de tous les jours, contrairement au parti au pouvoir qui est le RDPC, qui les a abandonnés, qui a créé cette crise de nous autres. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, j'ai suivi le représentant du RDPC faire comprendre que on va faire comment pour résoudre la méthode. S'ils sont incapables de résoudre la crise anglophone, qui ne pensent pas que d'autres sont incapables de le faire. Parce que eux, depuis 40 ans, ils ne font que bavarder, on s'enfonce.
Okay.
Donc il est temps qu'ils comprennent que eux, ils ont échoué. Là où ils ont échoué, le SDF peut réussir et nous allons réussir.
Yeah, is it enough to tell people that I'm coming to fix your problem when you cannot move down there to live with them? What stops party officials to go and stay in Batibo to prove that, okay, the government does not love you, I love you, I want to feel what you're going through. From Batibo, you move down to Mamfe or to Umojog, be there, let us see. Is that not eloquent proof that you want to see what the people are living, you want to understand the problem so that you have capacity to solve it with clarity?
Mr. Leo, I also want to believe that being a politician does not mean you should be stupid.
Okay.
The fact that there are guns already out there and we know that there are individuals out there who are ready to not only kidnap you, you make the least mistake, they'll kill you. And some of them have been on TV for a long period of time. I think it is also wise to not expose yourself.
Okay.
Yes, I think it is wise. Some people would think that is a nice thing for you to go. No, it is not because you're a politician that you should be stupid. We are not talking, that's why I said that politics is not emotions. We can't mix emotions in this thing and then think that it's going to work. We need individuals who can present to us tangible steps on how to make things happen for this country. It is not only the Northwest and the Southwest that is our target here. The whole of Cameroon is suffering. We have a serious problem as Anglophones. I will speak for Anglophones that we are suffering because as Anglophones, we are the highest marginalized people in this nation. Yes. We are suffering. But it does not mean that the only problems that we have in this country is the Anglophone crisis. We have the Boko Haram situation in the far north, which I don't think the people of the far north are happy because of what is happening. So when we talk and think only of ourselves, it becomes, I should say that is not okay. And I also say that considering the fact that even the president himself, who is a candidate, who has not showed himself to the people, he is not going to, I think that Cameroonians should not vote for him because he's not qualified to lead them.
Please,
in this case,
this should not be a platform to speak against another candidate.
Oh.
The topic today is the place of the Anglophone.
And the Anglophone crisis, yes. The Anglophone crisis.
It will not be right for another candidate here to say they should not vote for Joshua C. Like it will not be don't vote for the UPC.
I am talking particularly to the people of the Northwest and Southwest, for those who go out and vote. I think that if we can count the number of years that we have been suffering, it is enough to tell us that we have been neglected. And if we cannot choose rightly, then we'll be making a mistake. When I make that statement, I make it because I think that there are a lot of people who sincerely from within their hearts, they might not be able to talk, but they are suffering. People are undergoing, they are under stress, they are suffering. And so I think that the Cameroon government should help in their own way to see that people can even go to the Northwest and Southwest if they don't have the opportunity. I think they can still use the military if they should give them the same way the CPDM uses the military to go to the Northwest and Southwest. Let them also give the same convoy to some of those who want to go, who are afraid to go. Let them also visit the Northwest and the Southwest. Because let's be sincere, it is true that using the military already in one way or the other discredits you as an opposition, but we know that those boys do not care whether you are opposition or what. When their face is not nice, in fact when they look at your face and your face is not good for them, they are taking you. So I also want to say that I think we have done much harm to ourselves for a very long period of time. It is time for us to rethink our strategy and see to it that the Anglophone region should be more involved in the presidential election this year than ever before. If we truly want to make a difference and also send a message, we should be purely involved. And I think that the various areas where in the past years we're told that the CPDM won, I think that the opposition this time should win there so that something can happen. I'm talking because I will be sincere, I will still repeat it, that the regime has placed this nation in a pit, and the Northwest and the Southwest seems to be the highest that are suffering in this issue for the time being. So let the opposition do their best to go to the Northwest and the Southwest and see if they can work there. If you cannot, I think if you have regional offices like some meetings that I saw holding, I saw Joshua Osigwe to Bamenda, I saw others. So if we can do something more, somebody wrote me the other time from Bamenda saying that it seems as if they have been neglected when it comes to the political issues of this country, because it seems as if no opposition is coming, nobody is coming to talk to them. That I think that any opposition leader who is listening to me should take advantage of this time. Don't be afraid. Also ask the government to give you the protection if you are afraid to go. If they cannot, then I think there are different means. I saw Joshua Osi in Bamenda without any military convoy accompanying him. I think that if some of them have the courage to go to the Northwest, to the Southwest and do that, then everyone can go. It is time. But I said, don't say that you want to go and visit this place, go down and sleep in this place. You'll be selling yourself out. So I think use your head, but do what is good for the people of the Northwest and Southwest.
Okay, do what is good for the people of the Northwest and Southwest regions. Is there still time for the politicians to redefine their policies for the Northwest and Southwest and sell these policies very clearly in the most simple terms so that the people of these regions can understand and identify with these policies? Because if I may to ask Prof. Mark, that what is the policy of the CRM for the Northwest and Southwest, you will not tell me. The SDF, I know that they have a clear plan because I had Honorable Joshua C here who explained that within 100 days, this is what, like this one just said. But if we have 82 persons who want to, yes, how do they coin a message, a program that clearly tells the people of the Southwest and Northwest that this is how I am going to solve this problem?
As I earlier said, right now they can engage in ideological debate, but the process of campaign, we all know the Constitution and the Electoral Code put it clear, the number of days for campaigns. But before I get into this your question, there are some things I heard here that have been touched.
Okay.
When people say on this platform that their party is the highest that have been attacked, I almost cried here when I remembered the deputy mayor of Balikumba that was killed. I almost cried here when I remembered a mayor of the CPDM that was killed. I almost cried here when I remembered as the head of the permanent delegation of the CPDM in the Northwest region, Senator Regina Mundi, was kidnapped. When I remember that more than 50% of our parliamentarians and mayors, their houses have been burnt, like that of Senator Henry Francis in Menchum and the rest. And today, people say on platform that the CPDM are the highest people that feel free in the Northwest and Southwest region. I understand it's a propaganda that they are preaching or spreading. I understand is their view. When I get in democracy, Mr. Kum Leonard, you come and you preach to the people and give them reasons why they should vote for you. But what I've just experienced on this platform is political terrorism, where a panelist will say that they should not vote for President Pobia. If he is someone that is very honest in his political ideology, what I think he should be telling the Cameroonian, the Northwest and Southwesterners, that this is the person I've seen his outing, this is the person I think we can vote. But he decided to engage in political terrorism by saying that they should not vote for this person. Anyway, he should continue with his agenda, but President Pobia has always been voted by the call of the people. I remember I saw the excitement, the joy in the minds of the youth of Northwest and Southwest as they contributed millions of francs CFA to support to support the head of state in his campaign, and of course in his fee, the 30 million that is supposed to be handed to Elekam. So when he comes and preaches propaganda that they should not vote for this, rather than telling people the best he wants, he shows that he has his agenda, but I understand his democracy. Let us come back to talk about if politicians, of course, we already know that the head of state, President Pobia, of course, has always had a good manifesto and the rest, so to ensure that the conflict comes to an end in the Northwest and Southwest region. But what I am saying now will benefit instead the opposition that don't really know what to do. I still repeat it again. When it comes to federalism, it has nothing to do with the number of states. When it comes to decentralization, it has nothing to do with the number of states or region. It is an ideology of how the government should function, which has to do with lawmaking and distribution of resources. If you decide that everybody will have 10%, everybody will have 10%. So all those singing federalism, please, they should go and do research on the various type of federalism and how they want to implement it. I have not seen any of those singing federalism has come out to tell us that in federalism, the various regions will be the one in charge of the industries, and this is the percentage they will send to the central government. Or they have not come out plain to say in our own federalism, the central government will take care of these companies and this percentage will be given to the locals. They have not come out to say it. They have not told us that in our own federalism, the regional assembly of the Northwest will vote a law that will go with the specificities of those of that region. They have not come out to tell us because they don't understand federalism. They don't understand form of government. Form of government has nothing to do with numbers of regions. Even in decentralization, we can decide today to have 4 regions. In federalism, we can decide to have 5 regions. In confederation, we can decide to have 2 regions. It has nothing to do with the form of how federalism is being practiced. And all of them, they have failed. Why? Because they are using the Anglophone crisis as a commercial agent for them to have gains and have followers. This is why I tell those, that's why those in the Northwest and Southwest region will always understand that the CPDM is the closest party to them, and they are seeing it. Now let us talk about these various politicians, 81 of them. We know what President Paul Biya has done, the number of years in power and before being in power. Somebody that have sacrificed more than half of his age to serve the nation. That is who President Paul Biya is, which I think that all Cameroonians should honor and praise him for that, because no opposition has done that to serve the nation. I'll go again in detail to say this. You see a head of a political party that is a parliamentarian, and before the parliamentary grant were being stopped, they have not told us what they have done at the level of their various villages. That this is what I did with parliamentary grant. Most of them consume it. And now they want to be president so that they can consume the greater chunk of the budget. We've not seen any of them to say, when I am a parliamentarian, this is what I did with the grant. We've not seen it.
You mean that CPDM MPs have been telling the people what they have done with
Of course. If you want me, I will start to name many of them. The number of scholarship. Oh, should I talk about Senator Ewane Francis with the scholarship they are giving? And they have come up plain to see it. And it has been published in many newspapers, which we have all seen. I'm still waiting for those of the opposition that are candidates. I'm talking here about candidates. I don't want to pay attention on CPD and parliamentarian where you are dragging me. We are talking about 81 candidates. I want to see, let those candidates come out and say, as when I was minister, this is what I did. Mr. Kum Leonard, can you imagine that a minister of this republic in charge of employment in that ministry for over 5 years had more than 150 billion per year? We are talking about over 1,000 billion. Resigned from government to say there is no employment when he was in charge. These are the things I am telling Cameroonians to be able to look into it.
Why did you?
Did he complain that he did not have the free? Did he complain? Did that minister which I'm talking about complain that he did not have all his budget? That minister was the highest minister that was singing that they have all their money and things are going on.
Robert. But you should have raised this against the minister while he was still in power.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are discussing. Excuse
why
me,
are you
sir.
raising this?
Yeah, I am discussing about candidates, and I'm saying that, telling the Cameroonian people that to vote, you need to judge and see what they have done. And if you are judging President Paul Biya, you are judging based on what he has done. If today Professor Anthony is saying that they should not do this, because he has based on what he has done. So what is wrong if I'm asking others to judge based on what this candidate have done?
It's okay. Nadia, are some politicians not also using the Anglophone crisis to win sympathy and also, yes, as a political tool to sell their ideology?
Exactly, Mr.
And not necessarily because they have the will, capacity, and intention to go there.
Yeah, that's very true, Mr. Kum, because when we look at the list of candidates, you see a lot of
81.
jokers. It's too much for such an important event like the presidential election. Before entering into your question, I would like to talk about some of the things the CPDM militant or the communicant from the CPDM spoke here. Shouting, when you shout, it doesn't mean you're shouting doesn't mean you're right. Shouting doesn't mean you're trying to convince. Please, you were talking
about me.
I'm talking about you. You wait when your own time. When they'll give you your own time.
So I have the right to talk. We are talking about my personal character that I'm shouting. I'm a teacher. That's a teacher's voice. So you don't say I'm shouting. That's abusing my own personality. I have the right to intervene.
You have the right to intervene when the floor is being given to you. Please, you don't talk to people. No, you let me talk. You spoke peacefully and I let you speak. When they give you your time.
She's talking about ideology. She's talking about my characteristic that I am shouting is wrong. I will not accept it.
Kedia, please, you talk when you have the mic. Listen.
not talk
No,
about
no,
my
no, no,
personal
no, no.
life
Listen
that
to
I'm
her.
shouting.
Listen to
I
her.
don't take it.
Listen to her, and you respond when you are given the mic.
Should not talk about me that way.
Yes, I'm really sorry. Like I was saying before, I was really interrupted. My co-panelist from the CPDM, who is shouting on this panel,
And I see share,
is
you will
not
say
the
that about
real.
me.
Is
I am
not
not shouting. You don't talk about my personal characteristics that I'm shouting. I am a teacher. It's my teacher's voice.
Yeah,
You
when-
don't do that again.
Please, no, no, no,
If
no,
you
no.
repeat it, I'll still tell you
No,
again.
no, 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 no,
Please,
please,
I'm
please,
shouting.
please,
Oh, you are stopping me now,
please,
but she's
please,
free to say I'm shouting.
please,
Okay,
please.
go ahead.
She has the mic.
Go ahead now.
She has the
Okay,
mic.
she can even insult and say anything.
Thank
you very much.
Robert, people talk about your national president every blessed day. I can. Yes, no. People talk about.
You are free to talk about.
You are a politician yourself. You are a politician. You are here.
Nobody will not talk about my personal
You are a politician. You are here. Are you not a militant of the CPDM? You are a politician. You are a politician.
It's my
If you
teacher's voice.
so you become
she should not
when
repeat
you
it
become a
again.
politician
And she
the day you
repeat
are
it for the
appointed.
third time again, I will
No,
say
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Please, please,
Let her
please,
repeat it.
please,
I'll say
please.
it.
You off his mic, please. Go on, Nadia.
If you repeat it, it's very bad to see the character of the people who said they have been leading us for 43 years. It's shameful. It's so shameful to see that they practice what I call how can I say it? They are terrorists because yes, it's terrorizing me. Yes, that's what he said. Please say you don't have the monopoly.
I said some people on this platform. Now you are saying that I have called you.
No.
She was.
Please.
You are assuming that's your assumption.
No.
Representative of CPDM like this, and I will stop.
No.
You are just assuming.
Kedia. He spoke, and when you took the mic, you said he was terrorizing.
Yes.
Terrorism. You said so, but he did not respond.
What's political terrorism? That you
Please. Don't teach people here. Go on. Take us, sir.
Yes, Mr.
Stop
Kum, Mr. Kum,
Please,
Mr. Kum, you see, we are in a state where people don't have, the liberal mind to air up their mind. Like I was saying previously, because you asked me a question that what stops politicians from not, going to meet the Anglophones and talking with them. I told you that at one point, the regime will not allow you to work. Like I'm on this panel, the regime doesn't want me to air up my mind. It's the same thing. So they're trying to suppress me, and I will keep talking. Yeah, he's a militant from the ruling party. He's a militant from the ruling party, and he's supposed to let me talk because while he was talking, I did not stop him.
Let's go on.
Yeah. So, what was the question? The
question was he had.
Yes.
Yeah. It had to do with whether politicians are using the tension in the northwest and southwest regions, yes, as a political tool.
Yes, Mr. Kum, we all know that the Anglophone crisis has lasted 9 years. And within 9 years, we have seen a lot of people who have used this as a source of avarice, who have used this as an opportunity to sell up themselves or to put out something that is not really in accord with the people on ground. A lot of politicians came out and they said they are going to solve the Anglophone problems. They are going to solve the Anglophone problems.
Ok. Oui. Est-ce que vous avez aussi l'impression qu'il y a des Camerounais, des partis politiques qui utilisent la crise anglophone pour vendre leur image, bien qu'ils n'ont pas l'intention, ils n'aiment véritablement pas les gens du Nozo?
Oui. Moi, je vais citer les partis politiques.
Non, on n'est pas là pour...
Le LDPC, sont nos affaires. Il y a un autre, mais je ne vais pas parler de cela.
Plus, mais le LDPC est là chaque jour, hein.
Il y a un autre parti.
Là, non, le LDPC est là.
Non, il y a un autre parti politique, mais je ne vais pas citer le nom. On connaît qui c'est. Tout le monde sait le parti dont je parle. Dans le LDPC, déjà, je dis que c'est une guerre qui est créée par le LDPC. Et ils ont nommé un premier ministre, comme d'habitude, de Nozo, qui n'a aucun pouvoir, ne peut rien faire.
Non, on ne peut aussi pas utiliser cette plateforme pour dire que c'est un parti politique qui a créé la guerre, s'il vous plaît.
Le gouvernement camerounais, chapeauté par le LDPC. Mais le gouvernement, c'est qui? C'est le LDPC. Pourquoi ça veut faire quoi, le gouvernement à part le LDPC à part? Le gouvernement met sur pied la politique définie par le candidat du LDPC à son présidentielle. Donc c'est le LDPC. Et je vous ai dit que le LDPC était mal représenté dans le Nozo. Depuis 1992, ils n'ont pas assez de voix comme pour SDF. Mais maintenant, ils ont pris tous les sénateurs du Nozo. tous les sénateurs, non, même ils ont tous les sénateurs, ils ont tous les mairies, ils ont tous les députés. Comment c'est possible? Comment c'est possible que quelqu'un qui vous gouverne pendant 40 ans, qui n'apporte pas des solutions à une crise, et lorsqu'il y a la crise, là où il sort premier, il remporte l'élection, si ce n'est pas un plan machiavélique, un plan gouvernemental voulu par le RDPC? Pourquoi vous ne voulez pas poser les choses comme il se doit? Moi, j'accuse le gouvernement camerounais d'avoir créé la crise de Nozo pour les intérêts, pour se maintenir au pouvoir. Les qui ont voté en 2018 d'abord au Nozo, lors des élections présidentielles, allez voir les qui, c'est l'armée camerounaise. Ceux qu'on a envoyés là-bas, c'est eux qui ont voté. Nous avons tout dénoncé au SDF. Allez voir le nombre de votants dans les bureaux de vote. D'ailleurs, même la Cour constitutionnelle avait reconnu ça, qu'il n'y a pas vraiment eu élection dans le Nozo. Il fallait normalement reprendre les élections, que ce soit présidentielles comme locales. Mais ils ont trépatoué comme d'habitude. Donc, nous ne dirigeons pas. Il y a un parti politique qui a donné une autre politique aux Camerounais et qui, en apparence, qui de fait est le parti qui gouverne. Ce parti-là a décidé de donner la paix aux Camerounais, la paix dans le Nozo. Et ce parti a échoué. Je suis ahuri, je suis surpris de voir le candidat du RDPC sur ce plateau vouloir donner des leçons à l'opposition camerounaise lorsqu'ils ont échoué. C'est-à-dire sur cette plateforme, si nous sommes, il faudrait qu'on passe en revue le mandat du RDPC entre 2018 et 2025. Qu'est-ce que le RDPC, qu'est-ce que le gouvernement camerounais par le RDPC a promis de faire aux autres qui n'ont pas fait? Voilà ce qu'on devrait faire. On devrait donner leur bilan. Et je pense que c'est vite l'action du bilan du RDPC dans le Nozo. Ils ont parlé de la reconstruction. Jusqu'aujourd'hui, nous sommes où? Jusqu'aujourd'hui, on ne parle pas de la reconstruction, c'était bien 20 mots. Ils ont dit qu'il y aura la paix, il y aura ceci. Tous ils ont promis, non, rien n'a eu. Ceux qui sont là-bas, qui dorment dans le noir, dans l'obscurité, doivent comprendre qu'il n'y a qu'un seul parti politique qui est à l'origine sur le RDPC. Mais je ne comprends pas comment est-ce que M. Paul Biya, président du national du RDPC, même si pour moi, il n'est plus, entre parenthèses, parce qu'il est de toute façon violé, mais de fait, il est président du RDPC, il a passé plus de 10 ans sans mettre pied au Nozo. Quoi, 9 ans à 10 ans, plus. En tant que président du RDPC, il n'a pas mis pied. En tant que chef d'État, il n'a pas mis pied. Mais son représentant sur ce plateau nous fait comprendre qu'au Nozo, on aime Paul Biya. Est-ce qu'on peut aimer quelqu'un qu'on ne voit pas? Est-ce qu'on peut aimer quelqu'un que tous les beaux élus vivent à Yaoundé, Bafsam, et Tchang, Douala? Allez voir où sont les élus. Tous les élus du RDPC qui ont été élus au Nozo ne vivent pas là-bas. Pourquoi? Et vous venez dire que Paul Biya est aimé. On a cotisé. Vous qui êtes jeune là, vous avez cotisé là, vous êtes de la zone. Avez-vous cotisé cet argent, les camions là? Bien sûr. Vous avez cotisé. J'aimerais bien parler, c'est boire votre nom. Parce qu'en fait, monsieur Léo, votre débat est très bien. Il est constructif. Mais je souhaiterais aussi sincèrement que nous posions des questions essentielles. Quel est le bilan du RDPC au Nozo? Que monsieur Kedjansi nous dit exactement ce qu'ils ont fait pour améliorer les conditions de vie des Camerounais dans le nord-ouest et le sud-ouest. Qu'ils nous disent exactement les forages qu'ils ont promis, les trucs qu'ils ont promis. Qu'ils nous disent exactement quelle entreprise ils ont construit là-bas pour donner l'emploi à nos jeunes qui sont là-bas. Il faut qu'on dise quelque chose. Plus de la moitié des enfants, on dit, n'ont pas d'acte de naissance. Que ce soit dans la partie francophone comme dans la partie anglophone. Quelles sont les mesures qu'ils ont prises pour permettre à ces enfants d'avoir leur carte d'identité? Je vais vous dire, lorsque nous étions dans la zone de Lume, sur l'axe Lou, Lume, Djombe, Penja, tout ça, nous avons rencontré beaucoup de populations qui viennent du sud du nord-ouest. Ils nous ont posé un grand problème. Ils disent que, monsieur les militants du SDF, la hiérarchie du SDF, le président national du SDF, on a un problème, on n'a pas de carte d'identité. Nos actes de naissance, pour ceux qui avaient, ont été brûlés dans nos maisons. Certaines mairies ont été brûlées. Nous n'arrivons pas à faire des cartes. Nous sommes des Camerounais et on est des Nigériens. Allez-y à Douala 6e, à l'île là, après quoi, l'île qui est à Douala 6e là, le Cap là. Manoka. Et l'autre île, et Cap Cameroun. Allez-y là-bas. Le chef du village qui était un anglophone nous dit que si on fait un recensement dans son village, ils sont plus de 8000 Camerounais là-bas. Mais au trop 400, 500 ont les cartes d'identité. Au trop 1000 ont l'acte de naissance. Et ils disent que souvent, là, pour le contrôle vient de Limbe. On fait les rafles là-bas, on les amène. On dit qu'ils sont les bienfaits, alors qu'ils sont Camerounais. Que le président du RDPC nous dit ce qu'ils ont pris comme mesure concrète. Parce qu'il faudrait qu'on pose des questions essentielles. Moi, j'ai des populations à Bonabéry, des jeunes filles anglophones. Moi, j'ai une activité, j'emploie des personnes. J'ai 2 anglophones chez moi. Lorsqu'ils sont dans le travail, ils demandent beaucoup d'identité. Ma comptable a dit beaucoup d'identité. Elles m'ont dit, monsieur, we don't have. On n'a pas. Et ma comptable m'a dit, monsieur Alex, boss, la fin si, on fait quoi ça quand on dit que non. Elles viennent du nord ou du sud-ouest. Et elles n'ont pas le candidat. Je sais ça. Donc j'ai dû les embaucher sans carte d'identité. Parce qu'elles n'ont pas de statut. Vous comprenez? Toutes ces filles qui marchent là, anglophones et francophones, n'ont pas de carte d'identité. Franchement, que cette élection soit là pour donner des réponses concrètes. Quand vous allez à Bonabéry, vous allez voir plein d'anglophones qui sont là-bas, qui n'ont pas de papier. Et lorsque M. Paul Biya envoie la police faire des rafles, et qu'on les rafle, on les garde, après on dit que donner 5 000, 10 000 francs. Qu'est-ce qu'on a pris comme mesure pour eux, pour qu'ils aient la carte d'identité? Parce que pour une carte d'identité, il faut avoir l'acte de naissance. Et beaucoup ont quitté leur domicile pour sauver leur vie. Est-ce qu'on a mis sur pied un système qui permet à ces Camerounais-là, qui ont fui cette zone de conflit, de pouvoir avoir leur carte d'identité? Monsieur Kétian, le président de RDPC, ne venez pas ici là crier après un terroriste. Quand c'est vous...
Je ne crie pas, monsieur. C'est mon ton d'expression.
Ok, pour moi, c'est pour...
je parle.
Ok, désolé.
Non, je ne dois pas parler
mais
de moi.
Pour moi,
c'est pas.
Laissez-moi avoir mon opinion.
Je n'accepte
opinion.
pas une opinion de mon caractère,
Non.
monsieur.
Laissez-moi avoir mon opinion.
Donc si on dit que mon opinion, c'est que vous êtes un bandit, vous allez accepter?
C'est ton opinion. Je vais l'accepter. Ton opinion. Je ne refuse pas. Donc, quand vous venez à vous crier...
Ne le répète pas encore.
Bon.
No, stop this. What is
They
this?
should not be shouting
No,
at
stop that.
They should not insult
No,
you.
nobody's insulted. No, nobody has insulted you. No,
They should not
you're
do it.
exaggerating.
Tonton.
Nobody's
We
insulting.
have an idea they should talk about
Please,
it. Why are they
please,
talking about the
please,
one?
please,
You don't command people
stop
on
I
it.
said I am not
No,
shouting.
stop
It's my
it.
tone.
Stop it.
It's my tone.
No, stop it. Stop
my
it.
tone.
Ok, je
No,
retire le mot
I
crier.
said respect
Je
my
retire le
tone.
mot crier.
Kedia, no, Kedia, stop this.
I'm not here for because you said I'm here to
No.
What are they giving me?
Kedjan, je retire le mot crier.
Nobody is feeding me here. They say I'm here to shout at people. You don't say that to
Monsieur
me.
Kedjan, Monsieur Kedjan.
I'm not here to feed. They are not
Kedia,
feeding me.
stop
Monsieur
it.
Kedjan, votre caractère est le propre de votre parti pour présenter le RDPC. Menace, intimidation.
Intimidé.
Oui, c'est ce que vous
Je
faites.
vous menace.
C'est ce que vous
Kedia.
faites. C'est ce que vous faites. Donc, vous êtes à l'image de votre parti politique, le RDPC. Vous pensez que les Camerounais doivent plus dire ce qu'ils pensent. Vous pensez que vous allez nous prêter les mots. Monsieur Kedjan, prêtez-moi 100 000 francs, je prendrai volontiers. Mais mes mots, laissez-moi utiliser mes mots avec ce que je sors, avec mon intelligence, les mots qui s'y avec. Ça ne vous arrange pas, vous allez me répondre avec vos mots, je vais accepter. Ils sont quand même assez des adultes, nous avons l'expérience de la communication. Ne venons pas jouer au bébé lorsqu'on est en pleine campagne. Donc, ce que je suis en train de dire, c'est que c'est une diversion qui sont en train de faire au RDPC. Parce qu'en réalité, je dis à M. Kéjan que votre parti politique a fait quoi pour les populations anglophones, indemnes et déplacées pour qu'ils aient leur carte d'identité, pour que ces populations aient leur acte de naissance. Vous avez mis les cartes d'identité à 10 000, voire 15 000 francs aujourd'hui. Alors, M. Kéjan, quelles sont les mesures que vous prenez pour qu'une maman qui actuellement se trouve à Penja ou à Bonabéry, qui a accouché, qui est ressortant du nord-ouest ou du sud-ouest, et qui n'a pas de carte d'identité, lorsqu'elle va à l'hôpital, comment est-ce qu'on fait pour l'identifier? Et son enfant, comment son enfant fera pour avoir l'acte de naissance? Ce sont des questions essentielles auxquelles vous devez répondre par l'élection présidentielle.
Okay.
Franchement, ne venez pas nous distraire. Dites à la maman de Bonabéry, qui est là, qui est au hôpital sévère, qui vient d'accoucher à l'instant, qui est là, qui n'a pas de carte d'identité, et que son enfant doit avoir l'acte de naissance. Dites-lui comment elle va faire pour que son enfant ait l'acte de naissance.
Merci.
Voilà ce que vous devez répondre comme question.
Okay, Alex, merci. Prof. Mark, we are talking about the stance of the respective political parties. We have above 80 of them who have indicated their interest to run for these elections. When you go through the names, the communities, localities of where these political parties are actually implanted, do they even know what the Anglophone crisis is all about? For the most part, if we were to go through the 81 or 82 names.
Mr. Leo, for the past 7 years since the last election, I think that if somebody was having an interest to even run for the presidential election, such an individual was supposed to have, even in one way, presented himself to the public. But recently, I was shocked when I was following the number of persons who were depositing their documents at the LECAM, I was shocked with the faces that I saw. Mr. Leo, most of the people we are talking about do not even know if there is a crisis in the Northwest or Southwest. Most of them don't even know. Some of them, I don't even know how they got, I don't know if they deposit the money before or they deposit after. Because if they deposit before, I don't know where they took 30 million from. From the way some of them even appeared. I don't want to insult. I looked at one of there's one papa that I looked at his shoes and I was like, okay, you have 30 million to deposit, but you cannot even buy a pair of shoes. You look at another one, the suit on the body was like that which has been used on a monkey for a while. I was like, okay, this is now becoming a joke. Mr. Leo, I would tell you that let's be sincere. This issue of Anglophone crisis and the many individuals whom you see running their mouths today and claiming that okay, we can solve the problem. They just want to use the opportunity to gain popularity as well as to gain a face. This crisis has been there. I think that at individual basis, political parties have the right to try to solve the problem from their own direction openly. How many of them have attempted to solve the problem before the government say no, don't involve yourself? I can't actually tell you that there are more than 3 of them, of these parties. There is a presidential candidate in 2018 who ran for election using this as this thing.
Justification.
As justification. Then later on swap 2018, stop people from running for another. Then the party went to sleep. And they still use the crisis as a reason why they should not run for municipal election. But I'm shocked. I was asking a question to somebody. Now that this same individual is struggling now to run for the presidential election, has the problem been solved? And I did not get an answer. That's a true opportunist. That's somebody who is actually using the crisis to gain more popularity. And so there are others who are still doing the same thing. You see, I sit at times and I question Cameroonians. Is it like we are just emotional or we really want change in this country? Because a person that wants change, there are things you look at and you know that this person like this, even if you give him the opportunity, he's looking for his stomach. He's not working for your good. So we should be able to not only scrutinize candidates, we should be able to make sure that individuals whom we think that okay are qualified enough to stand should have us in heart. The people of Cameroon should be their foundation. It should be the only reason why they should be going in for this election. If Cameroon and the change we are all crying for is not the focus, but it might be just the presidency, then you are an opportunist. Not just an opportunist, you are looking for a way to dupe Cameroonians. Because might be something that the present regime is eating and growing fat, using power, they too they need to take it so that they can eat and grow fat. Then Cameroon will never develop. We need individuals, I'll repeat it. We need individuals who have Cameroon at heart, patriotic individuals. You have asked this question to, I don't know if it's my fellow panelist, Mrs. Nadia there, about how do we get to identify individuals who have Cameroon at heart, something like that.
Yes. That's a question everybody has to answer.
Yes.
How do you identify those who can, to some extent, attempt a solution?
Good.
How do you sift them?
Good. I will come back again and say this. In the first place, try to find out the background of that individual. Where has he been working? What has he been doing with the work he has been doing? Has he been productive in it? Apart from that, you also need to look at the individual, to his community. How has he been engaged with his community? And what has he been doing for that community? When you are able to identify these two basic things, you can know if that individual loves Cameroonians. Because if you are not even engaged with your own community, then you cannot engage with Cameroon as a whole. Some of them just talk of their small village meeting. How do they relate with the people of their villages? What contributions do they send or do in their villages? It matters a lot. When it comes to the public, how do they relate with people? What contributions have they been able to contribute using their office or whatsoever they are doing right now to contribute towards the development of the country? Mr. Leo, if we can scrutinize these individuals from those bases, then you get into the third part. Now is to look at their manifesto. What are they saying that will be used as a means to build the nation? If we can do that, we'll be able to know who is for Cameroon and who is against Cameroon. Because most of them, I will repeat this, are not, they don't have even a manifesto, nothing written. I spoke here of a website. I've gone and searched for websites, and I was shocked that many parties don't have websites. They don't. So how can you be in the 21st century a political party running without a website? There's a problem. How are you selling your vision to the people? Let's go and look at their social media handles. What are they saying in it? You discovered in some social media handles, it was for the past years there have been no communication in those handles, but it's just within this period of time that you start seeing posting taking place there. Question: where were they? So those things speak for themselves, and a true Cameroonian who wants change in this country would take those things into consideration. Don't be emotional. Don't be moved about maybe what people so this one has gathered a number of persons, this one is doing this. Those things don't really count at the end of the day. Your interest should be the first thing you should be looking at. What interest does that person have on you? That matters. If you do not think of me as a Cameroonian, then forget it. I don't have any reason to stand for you or vote for you. So let us come back to our feet. Cameroon, we can make progress if we choose to do the right thing. Let us vote rightly. Let us choose the right candidates and vote for them. It is not difficult to identify a right candidate. Not difficult. But if we continue with emotions, it will take us centuries before we will come out. If we are expecting change and we are thinking that our emotions will bring that change for us, it will not happen.
Okay.
And let me just finish this statement. Change does not come from somewhere. Don't forget this. You are the change that Cameroon needs, and you need to use that opportunity to become that.
Okay, please
bring the change.
Let us be brief because I have one last question for us all. Nadia, you were going to say something before you got interrupted, and then you could not continue.
You can ask me the question again.
Yes, my question is whether some of you people, politicians, are not using this Anglophone crisis to also deceive Cameroonians, especially the people who are living there, that you love them, simply because you want to get their vote.
You see, Mr. Kum, not only the politicians have used this Anglophone crisis as a source of avarice. We have the civil society and even the church has been using this Anglophone crisis to be able to portray their personal interests. So your question should not only stick to the politicians. Now, as a politician, I will tell you that a lot of politicians have used this as a source of avarice. They have used this as an opportunity to sell out their personal interests. A lot of them, when we look at the list even of, the list of people who are running for this election, Mr. Kum, in the history of this country, this has never happened. When you look at the list, it shows that Cameroon is gradually turning into a banana republic. I will tell you more, Mr. Kum. Most of these people who are becoming candidates, they just appear from nowhere and they are posing their candidature. These people actually are looking for money, Mr. Kum. Let me tell you. Most of them are waiting even that the government should call them. Most of these people call them for negotiations or other, because when we look at in the UPC, I will talk for the UPC. The UPC has like 3 candidates, Mr. Kum, and it is not the only party who has, like 2 or 3 candidates.
We have Manidem.
We have Manidem. We have the CPDM,
the
Univer also, and I even heard the party of Cabralibi will have another candidate like Papa Kona Robert, and the court sidelined him and gave the party to Cabralibi. So like I was saying, that it is not only know, most of these people who are out to say we are candidates, it's not actually because they love the country. It's not actually because they want to work for Cameroon. It's not actually because they are patriotic. It is because they want to use this as an opportunity to have something in their pocket. A lot of people will tell you, if you come out from this election without nothing, it means you are a fool. That's what people are saying. So we should not consider, that's why I'm telling Cameroonians, do not consider those people on that list. These people have nothing to present to you. That's the Anglophone crisis, Mr. Kum. You asked a question to my co-panelist, Dr. Akum, my co-panelist. I will tell you that you asked him this question: what are the criteria for you to, to be able to screenshot, a true candidate or a candidate who wants to work for the people? I will tell you about consistency. If you look at consistency, because it is not today you're preparing to become the president, you will not start your campaign now. When the 2018 presidential election ended, normally as a normal Cameroonian who has ambition of becoming a president, would have started his campaign, would have started to show to the people what he can do, would have gone to the Anglophone regions, the Northwest and the Southwest, talk with the people, bring out your plight and present to them a manifesto. But this is not happening. Most of them just come out within the twinkle of an eye and say, I'm a candidate. There is no consistency. And again, patriotism. What is patriotism? You are able to die for the people. When you look at the list of these candidates, Mr. Kum, rare are these people who are patriotic. A patriotic Cameroonian or a patriotic president is that one who puts the people in front. Putting the people in front is going to the grassroots. It's not staying on social media. It's not going on TV station to talk. It's not trying to canvass sympathy like what Mr. Issa Chiroma is doing, Mr. Kum. I am very, very, very disappointed with the Northerners. I say this here. I am very disappointed because when you try to talk about Issa to some Northerners, they will tell you, say no to a candidate. It shows that kind of tribalism, Mr. Kum. Because if these people, they knew that Issa Chiroma has worked with this government for long, and today he has changed his discourse. He's not patriotic. He's not smart to develop the North. So these are some of the criteria Cameroonians are supposed to use to shed away belly politicians. And I tell you, Mr. Kum, it is only the candidacy of the UPC. I will still come back to that. The UPC has a history. We cannot talk about the political atmosphere of Cameroon. We cannot talk of transition. Because Cameroon is at the verge of transition, Mr. Kum. Whether the government in Yaoundé likes it or not, there will be transition at the helm of the Supreme Magistracy. You will not come on platforms to tell people what to do, what to say. Cameroonians have grown past that. We cannot be suppressed. You cannot frighten us with words.
No,
you cannot.
This transition should follow
the norms, the legality.
No, they should follow the laid down.
Yes, Mr. Kum, like a Cameroonian who follows the constitution, like a constitutional Cameroonian that I am. The UPC
mobilize people to register and vote
into the electoral list. We say that change will only come via the ballot box.
Okay.
I am amongst those that believe that democracy is part of the people. But now democracy cannot be fully exercised when we have a regime who uses suppression and intimidation towards its people. What do we do, Mr. Kum? Will the ballot box still answer that call? Will the ballot box be transparent at the end of the day? I am not talking about being resistant. I still believe in the ballot box.
If you don't believe in the ballot box, why are you people going for elections? We have three.
That is what I'm telling you. I'm saying I believe in the ballot box. The UPC believes in the ballot box. The UPC has been living for 77 years. Okay. We have never rallied to say, no, let us go to the streets or anything. No. UPC militants are constitutional and they respect the norms and the laws of this country. And we still believe that democracy is part of the people. But democracy cannot be fully exercised when we have oppression. Let the ballot box talk, Mr. Kum.
Let the ballot box talk. Kedia Malangfe, we are moving towards the end of this program. I want each and everybody here to say a word. There is information circulating on social media that the separatists say they don't want elections in the southwest and northwest regions. How does that benefit the population of these regions?
All right. When we are talking about the activities of separatists, we all know that their activities is just to create harm, pain to the people of the northwest and southwest region. I hope my voice is not a problem, that many people will take it as a problem. You see, when separatists carry out their agenda is not to separate. No, separation is not part of the agenda. They are out to create pain, torture. When I was saying this many years ago, many people did not understand. But few years now, I'm happy with the numbers of Cameroonians of the Northwest and Southwest region that they are coming out to understand with me. These people, the agenda is not anything. They know that voting is a civil right and duty of the Cameroonian people. They are out just to frustrate it. They know that those of the Northwest and Southwest love doing their businesses. They are out to frustrate it with ghost town. They know that we love to send our children to school. They are out to frustrate it. And now elections are coming so that the people of the Northwest and Southwest region will take major decisions with regards to the future of the nation in the next 7 years. They are out to do what? To frustrate it. And many people that have been supporting them for some years back, they have started changing their tone because of the pain they have gone through. But to conclude, I will still say this, that everybody of the Northwest and Southwest region, we should be honest, we should be candid, we should be able to come out and condemn them and collaborate with the forces of law and order so that most of them will be arrested, and so that the people of the Northwest and the Southwest region can be able to carry out their civic rights.
Okay, thank you. And so take what is your impression when you got information that they don't want elections in this area? Does it really serve a purpose when you say there will be no Nations Cup? At the end of the day, there was a Nations Cup, female and male, in Limbe. You said there will be no Women's Day. Women's Day gets celebrated. A host of others. You stop people from doing it, but it still holds.
Yes, Mr. Kum, you know, I was one of the rare opposition members who has been criticizing some of the strategy of the people, the Amazonians at the field. I remember in 2023, I had a lot of messages coming from them telling me that they are going to kill me, okay? A lot of these messages keep coming, and even calls. This is because these people, their strategy is not really the best. We all said in 2016, when the lawyers and the teachers came out, they stated their plight and we were together. But now the thing has changed, Mr. Kum. The strategy they are using, you cannot say you're fighting for the people. You're the one refusing them from not going to school. I said that. You want a population who is naive, who will rule. I told these guys, the methods you are using is not working. You cannot say you're fighting for us. You get a mother who has fed you, watch you grow, you rape her, you cut her hands, you cut her ears, and at the end of the day, you're telling us that you're fighting for us. I am not in accord. I will always say, the guns do not solve the problem. I always tell these people, telling the people not to go and vote, telling people not to go to school, causing lockdowns on Mondays and this, it doesn't solve the problem. You have a problem with the regime, go to Yaoundé. You have the problem with President Biya, go and get President Biya and let our women, and let our mothers, our children. This has destroyed a lot of lives. It has shattered a lot of destinies. So telling the Cameroonians in the Northwest and the Southwest that elections will not hold here is just trying to tell them you will not be a partaker in the decisions of your country, which is an abomination for me. Let the ballot box speak. If these people can understand that using barbaric methods to achieve something doesn't work, they have spoke of suppression. It hasn't worked. The government has given us decentralization, which is even handicapped. Some people are talking of federalism, Mr. Kum, but I tell you, the method they are using is not adequate. Let the people go and answer to the civic call, so that tomorrow we will not sit behind our phones just to complain, just to talk, and at the end of the day you don't take actions.
Okay.
Nothing can be solved via the guns and barbaritism. Let the Cameroonians from this region who have suffered, Mr. Kum, because we know how difficult was for these people to go and register into the electoral list, getting ID cards, which is a major problem. My co-panelist spoke of that. Okay, so they have braved all this odds. Let them go and be partakers. We should not stay behind and comment. We should not stay behind and cry. We should not use, that's been, for me, that's been, in French, they say tu es lent, tu es lâche. In French, they say tu es lâche. Let the Cameroonians, the English-speaking Cameroonians, be partakers of the decision makings of their country. That is my stand and the stand of the UPC.
Okay, special good evening to you, Sabaina Ikoli, who should be watching us from Boya, who works at GTHS Moliko Boya, and to you, Père Spirituel Takugang, who is also watching us. Yes, I want to end with. I'll end with you. your take on this call not for people in these regions to take part in elections?
Mr. Leo, it is terrible how we think that we can use one solution to solve all problems. It is madness when you know very well that struggling to use the same strategy in different situations, different occasions, not succeeding, and you want to keep using it. It is a definition of madness. They say somebody is mad when the person struggles to do something. He does it the first time and fails. Then he uses the same strategy again and fails. And then he keeps on using it. All those things, I will come back to say it is the people that are suffering. It is not the government that is suffering. Elections or no elections, it will still happen. If Northwest or Southwest does not participate, you will hear that 100% voted in the Northwest and the Southwest. So why not instead liberate the people to go and vote so that this situation can change? I think that they have their, I don't know the way they are looking at it, but as long as I'm concerned, you cannot say that you want change or you are looking for separation when at the same time you are using the same money of the nation. Because if in case they wanted to have it separated, they would have separated with, by now they should have said, no, we are no more using CFA France, we are no more using some certain kind of things, it would have stopped. But as long as when they do kidnapping, they still collect CFA France, when they do the other things, they still collect CFA France, it means that they in one way or the other, they are agreeing that they are part of the whole thing. So if when I heard the issue, I just stayed quiet. I don't want to talk much. But I will say this. There is no way that that particular desire of theirs, what they have been asking for, this is 8 years, when it does not happen like that. If you people struggled and called the international community as you people tried to do, and they did not come, you did everything, started maiming people, it did not work. You started kidnapping, it did not work. All the boycotts did not, it has not changed anything. Why then do we keep on with the same strategy? Allow the people to vote. Let the people take their responsibility, vote for who they think that is able to solve the problem. But when you deny them, and at the end of the day the regime in power still comes out winning in those same regions, it means you are working with the regime. Stop that kind of act. I am talking to all those who are listening to me, who are connected to those who are in the bush. If you can stop them, please tell them that this year, let them allow Cameroonians of the Northwest region and the Southwest region to go to the polls and vote. It will help. It is going to choose the kind of person we want that can solve this problem for us. We should stop sitting behind and manipulating the people and saying that no vote when we are using the whole thing to make our money. It's wrong. It's very wrong.
Ok. Monsieur Alex, un dernier mot aux personnes vivant dans le nord-ouest et le sud-ouest concernant ce que le SDF pourra faire pour arrêter la guerre qui se vit dans ces deux régions.
Je vais dire à ces populations-là d'être sereins, de croire en notre capacité à résoudre cette crise. Nous sommes avec eux depuis les années 90, nous n'avons jamais trahi, contrairement à ce qui ont pour slogan, on ne trahira jamais. Nous n'avons jamais participé à un gouvernement de M. Paul Biya. Nous sommes restés dans l'opposition. Nous sommes d'ailleurs le seul parti politique au Cameroun, l'un des rares partis au Cameroun. Il y a eu des membres élus qui n'est jamais été dans l'opposition. L'UPC, parti historique, malgré tout ce qu'il a pu faire, on a vu que l'UPC a été infiltré et qu'à un moment, une branche de l'UPC a même dû rejoindre le gouvernement. Mais nous, SDF, on a tout fait pour nous diviser, pour nous scinder. Nous avons résisté. On invente pour le faire pour le bord au Cameroun. Tout ce qui se passe aujourd'hui avec Paul Biya. Paul Biya l'a fait avec John Fundi. Et nous avons acquis l'expérience de la gouvernance. Nous sommes jaloux de nos statuts. Nous sommes l'un des rares, n'est pas le seul parti politique démocratique au Cameroun qui respecte scrupuleusement ces textes. À la mort du feu chairman John Fundi, nous avons organisé un congrès en 2024. Pas plus tard qu'il y a cela quelques mois, nous avons organisé un autre congrès électif pour désigner notre candidat à l'élection présidentielle. Donc nous suivons plus ou moins le texte, depuis notre création. Donc les populations comme doivent comprendre que s'ils veulent aller vers la démocratie, s'ils veulent aller vers la liberté d'expression, il faut voir dans les partis politiques leur fonctionnement. Le SDF est un parti prêt, nous sommes prêts à gouverner. Je vais dire quelque chose, monsieur Léo. Nous avons vu un communiqué des ambassadeurs qui disent qu'il n'y aura pas campagne électorale lors des élections présidentielles. Écoutez, je vais dire, la seule personne qui vit, c'est le SDF. Le seul candidat qui vit, c'est le SDF. Parce que je ne pense pas que le candidat du LDPC ira battre campagne dans le Nozo, dans le sud-ouest. Ils savent, et tout le monde le sait, que celui-là, le parti politique qui est présent au Nozo, c'est le SDF. C'est pour nous empêcher de battre campagne. Et ça, nous devons dénoncer cela au plus haut niveau. D'ailleurs même, ils ont commencé à créer des candidats fantoches pour nous combattre. Je ne vais pas parler, c'était les noms d'un ancien membre qui a été désigné candidat d'un parti politique. Vous connaissez de qui je parle, donc je ne citerai pas le nom en tant que les candidats se désignent. Donc, soyez sereins, le SDF se prépare à gouverner, le SDF se prépare à donner des solutions concrètes pour la crise du Nozo. Et l'une des solutions concrètes pour la crise du Nozo, c'est le fédéralisme. C'est qu'il faudrait que les 60% des richesses camerounaises qui sont créées au sud-ouest, qu'une bonne partie reste dans le sud-ouest et que cela permet le développement du sud. Parce qu'il est impensable que pour aller à Kumba, pour aller à Manfé, il n'y ait pas de route bitumée. Que cette zone-là, il faudrait que nous ayons une route qui quitte de Boya pour Bamenda sans passer par l'ouest ou par le littoral, qui soit bitumée, une autoroute. Les richesses créées au sud-ouest permettent de le faire. Il faudrait que le nord-ouest, que la bauxite, le fer, l'uranium, le gaz qui s'y trouve puissent être exploités et que les populations locales.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Merci.
Nous sommes là pour vous.
Merci beaucoup. Mais la route qui part de Kumba à Manfé,
c'est une erreur.
c'est bitumé jusqu'à. Ok, il faut une
autoroute.
Ok, like I said, every day since Tuesday, my birthday is on Friday. The 25th of July, I'm going to be celebrating my birthday, and I've been asking for a gift from all of you. And the gift I ask from you is to buy a copy of this book, my book on peace, the path to lasting peace. I'm asking you guys to buy a copy of this book as my gift so that I can push forward the peace project that I am engaged in. I will share these books to students. I said that as there are so many persons who already have contacted me. They have bought some copies. At the end of the day, maybe next week, I'm going to take these books to some persons out there, especially students. I want to thank the wonderful team. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure, Mr.
Kedia,
Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, thank you too.
It's a pleasure being here, Mr. Leo, and I also want to extend my greetings again to the people of Idjamkweku and Idjamkweku. It's a great evening.
Alex, merci d'être passé par ici. Tu ne parles pas, hein, parce qu'il sait.
Merci Léo. Juste vous dire pour toi, SDF, Joshua aussi.
Merci. Thank you very much to all of you for watching. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.